What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Watch Darius TV, and I'm back with another review. And this one is of Atlanta, Season 3, Episode 2. Sinterklaas is coming to town. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I'll be doing basically a review of Season 3, and also I know Season 4 just came out of Atlanta. But since I'm late, I'm doing of Season 3 right now. So once I binge watch this whole season, I'm going directly into Season 4. So let's just start this review. This episode was another one that was a bit odd. We get more of an idea of where the characters are after the first episode of the season. You know, took place with the kid and the lesbian couple and all the other stuff like that. We now get back to the original characters who are now in Europe now, I believe. So the episode starts basically right from the last episode ending with Ern in bed. He's waking up next to some foreign model who can barely speak English. He's late for some sort of meeting, and he has to hurry up and get up out of there. So that's how that goes. It seems like a weird jump because, at the end of season 3, they all were just getting prepared to going to Europe, and now it seems like they're all settled in. It just seemed like a huge time jump from, just going to now all of a sudden they're in expensive hotels. And I wish it could have been more of a transition as to how it was like when they first got to Europe. And, I'm assuming we're going to know more about Clark County, but I'm still waiting for his character to pop up. So, yeah. After 4 years, I would think that, but I don't know, this is the second episode, so we're going to figure that out eventually. But, Darius and Ernie talk on the phone, and they find out that Paperboy is locked up. That kind of reminded me of so much of A$AP Rocky when he got locked up in Sweden. Just, another black rapper getting locked up in a foreign country is usually never really the best idea. He ends up having to go through, TSA, and, they add in some humor in there. I like the very bleak humor that kind of reminds me a lot of that Louis C.K. show, Louis, that came out a couple years ago. I know people probably don't, unless you're a huge fan of comedy, you would know that show. And it had that TV show has the same type of humor in this show, where it's that bleak humor of just, he's just standing there and he says that, oh, I don't have a belt on, and he also doesn't have any underwear. So his pants just falls down. Nobody watches. It's just he's just there and it just falls down. I thought that was hilarious. The way that just dry, bleak humor of just like he just standing there, just. Darius ends up picking up Van. Darius basically his character is being as weird as always. He seemed like he's really thriving in Sweden, not Sweden, Europe. He's totally enjoying himself, able to be as weird as he wants to, dress as crazy as he wants to. Darius tells Van that he can't have kids because he has some sort of accident. He got hit in his in his balls basically, so he can't have kids. So yeah, that was pretty random. But Darius is a weirdo, so he says stuff like that. Van and Darius, their conversation was interesting. They had, and that was it. They spent most of this episode together, so I don't know much to say about that. Ern meets Dirk, who's basically I forgot what he is, but he's basically setting up this whole performance for Paperboy and doing business. And that's about it. I think he's a promoter, I believe, and Ern is basically having to get more money out of this guy because they got to get Paperboy out of prison, so jail. So basically that's about it there. Darius ends up asking Van a very good question as to why is she here in Europe with them. She says it was for a job she wanted but she didn't get, so she wants to figure it out. Most likely, I believe that she wants to get close to Ern. That's what it really is. I don't believe it just so happened that you have a job that's in Europe, which your ex boyfriend, and Paperboy and all of them are going there. Most likely, I feel like she's going there to get close to Ern. That's my theory. Van finds an address while her and Darius were shopping. Basically, she finds an address in her pocket, and so Darius says, "Hey, you should follow it." Say, "Oh, it's fate." Darius being, as always. Paperboy orders some room service while he's in jail. That's pretty interesting, but he's a big celebrity, so everybody's like, "Hey, free Paperboy," So Van tries to find out who the coat belongs to, and ends up basically sort of going on a drive with some random people someplace. I don't know. It's the weirdness of Atlanta. I don't know how that just it just happened. They just happened to get on a van with some strangers in Europe. I don't know. That's just what happened. Um, and then there's a scene where basically Ern is coming to pick up Paperboy from wherever he's at from prison, not prison but jail, and Ern he's basically sick this episode. I don't know if he has character has COVID or something, but he's sitting up sneezing, and the security guard ends up taking his you know snot rag and holding it for him. I guess I don't know. Anytime he sneezes, everybody says bless you, and okay. So Ern gets Paperboy out of jail with some bail money. Ends up happening to give him some more money also that they got from the promoter, and he ends up taking it and just making it rain on the fans. They were all hoping for him to get out of there, so I guess he decided to make it rain on them. And go Paperboy. It's kind of ironic because in the last season he basically was he didn't really seem like he was making that much money, and now his career just sort of skyrocketed. And I wish we could have seen that growth a little bit more, but I'm just happy to show us back though. And then we see one fan is wearing blackface. So clearly, these people are, obviously from a foreign country and don't understand what that is. They love Paperboy, but they don't understand that what they're doing is totally, racist. But yeah, they're foreign people don't really seem to understand. I guess that's what they're trying to promote in this episode. Yeah, they're just completely clueless. These people in this episode. Darius and Van they hop in a van and they basically ride with these strangers. Darius claims that the guy on the bed at the place that they go to, there's this guy on the bed who's a black guy. We can't really see his face. Darius believes that it's Tupac. It was very random and weird, but okay. Darius's strangeness is really kicking into high gear here. He's being stranger than usual, but they believe that's Tupac because there was a theory that Tupac, he faked his death and went to another country someplace. So, okay, yeah. So Van meets a woman while she's there who is basically helping the man on the bed sort of transition into the afterlife. I guess he's dying or something like that. Van makes a reference to basically how she's been having panic attacks or something like that. And Van says that she's just aimless, and the woman says that she's where she needs to be. That's probably the most powerful part of this episode is Van and what she's been going through. She seems like she's really going through certain stuff. I think that she's really just trying to get close to Ern, I believe. But maybe she is aimless. Just she coming all the way to a foreign country to go along with her ex boyfriend. So I think she just want to get close to Ern really. Paperboy doesn't tell Ern basically why he went to jail for, but it seems like Paperboy was with some two foreign chicks, and one of them was basically saying some racist stuff, kind of like how the other people here are, putting blackface on. She doesn't understand what she's doing is racist, like the people with blackface. And she gets into a fight with another black woman that was basically with Paperboy, and somehow they completely destroy the hotel room, and Paperboy ends up in jail. I guess that's what he went to jail for. I guess so. And then we see more people walking around blackface. That this whole thing reminds me so much of that Eddie Murphy stand up when basically people from foreign countries was liking his material and started liking his stand up, and they're saying I see you Eddie, I see you Eddie, and they just it's people from a foreign country don't seem to understand what they're doing. I guess some of the stuff that might be either racist or just inappropriate, they don't get it. So I guess that's what they're also trying to convey here is it's a maybe a culture shock or something like that, but they don't understand what they're doing is not right. They just don't get it. But I guess they think that they really love Paperboy, but they don't understand that they're also being racist at the same time. So anyway, so then there's a scene where Van basically she goes to comfort this Tupac guy on a bed, and the woman ends up just straight up suffocating him. That's it. That's how that storyline ends, And all I could say is, like I've been saying so far, Atlanta's back, and they're back with the weirdness that they usually have. Love the show, but it's a very odd show. Paperboy decides that he basically want to do a show because basically everybody in the audience got on blackface. Ern basically tells Dirk, the promoter, the paperboy, basically he is not going to be doing, he's not going to perform. And, claiming that paperboy is sick or whatever like that, got a cold like him. And Dirk says that basically you screwed him over and he will get revenge. And Dirk and just chases after chases after Ern. And he ends up attacking the first person that he sees that one of the fans of paperboy that got on blackface. I guess he must think that all black people look the same. All black people look like foreign people with blackface on. I guess. Yeah, that was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. It was weird, but kind of funny. I'm not gonna front. But he ends up punching some guy and just beat the crap out of a fan that had got on blackface. And Ern is like, "Yo, let me get up out of here before I end up like him." And then Ern ends up on his way back to the hotel. He ends up running into Van, who's getting some ice, and I can definitely tell that they still love each other. They don't want to admit it, but there's still love between them. And that's how the episode ends. Ern gets some text messages from Paperboy, but he's definitely also another thing I like. Ern's becoming better as a manager. I wish we could have seen more of his transition to in between season 3 and 4. I mean season 2 and 3 as to how he became a better manager. But it just seemed like it was just a whole time jump, and he's just become completely better, doing all things better for Paperboy, and. So yeah, I don't know much I can say about that episode. It was just what it was. I noticed that these reviews I'm doing are much more shorter than my other reviews of other TV shows because, Atlanta's about 30 minutes long. So, you know, um, I don't know. I didn't see the previews of the next episode, so I don't really have any predictions. Atlanta's a really show it's hard to predict because it's so abnormal. I don't. This is one of the only shows I cannot think of any review. I can't think of any what I think might happen because any theories because the show is so random. I can't think of anything. The show is very weird and you just don't know what to expect. So I don't know. I do feel like Clark Kent is going to come back. I can't wait to see his character, see how crazy he is. I guess he's like evil Chance the Rapper, so evil version of Chance the Rapper. So I don't know what to really even say. I don't know. I think that promoter might possibly want some revenge again, but I don't know. I really can't think of anything to say. What next episode might be, but if you like Atlanta, subscribe to Watch Dearest TV. I'll be doing a review of the rest of season 3 and season 4, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think every episode that I review is going to end this way, where I just don't know what to say. Atlanta's a weird show. So like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you for watching my video.